The interesting thing to me, Jacob, about your position is that you don't flip the script. Although it is true that men make mistakes, the irony is, thank goodness, that has not happened. And there's all this speculatory stuff, but it's actually not been proven. The state has not murdered an innocent person. That has not happened in the United States. But I do admit that it could happen, and I do admit that that'd be a horrible injustice and a tragedy. What you need to understand, though, is that there's also blood on opponents to the capital punishment. There's blood on your hands, Jacob, because by not executing a murderer, by not enacting actual justice, when you rob somebody of their life, that's an unreconcilable thing. You cannot take that crime back. That is not something that you can ever redeem. Justice, by every definition, is that you have to pay for that crime with your life. You've deprived an innocent person of their life in your malice and your crime and your greed and your lust and whatever the case may be. That's the actual definition of justice. You don't take into account that we parole and let these killers off all the time. I can give you dozens of examples, and will if you want me to, where we parole a convicted killer and he kills again. Now that blood is on your hands, Jacob. That blood is on the people like yourself who have this whole issue flipped on its head and are morally confused. How does your conscience deal with that? Human beings are prone to making mistakes. There is a possibility of mistakes being made in this justice system. We have to err in one way or the other. I pick the innocent. I don't pick the murderer. I side with the innocent, not the perpetrator of the crime. Opponents of the death penalty can try to skirt that, but I don't think they can. That's a fact. That does happen. So rather than talking about speculatory blood on people's hands, why don't we talk about actual blood on people's hands? At this moment, the irony is it's actually proponents of the death penalty that have to answer that question, not people who want justice. I have so much more I could say about this, Jacob, and I think it might actually just make extensive video about this. But thanks again for your video. I appreciate your time. Take it easy.